And welcome back to the Kenny and JT Show here on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Thanks for hanging with us on this 17th day of February 2021. And we're going to get back to our Mount Rushmore of Major League Baseball players and Indians players. But JT, and we're doing this live on Facebook right now. So if you want to go watch while you're listening and you're at home, you say, hey, man, I can watch these guys do this interview with this special guest. Absolutely. Go to your Facebook account and type in WHBC, and you'll be able to watch this live. JT, tell them who we have, our special guest, and what's going on. A special event happening in Canton, Ohio.
This is how you sell a video. You use the Wonder Dog.
Okay, all right. There you go.
Never appear with anybody. No, don't ever act with children or pets. We want to bring in Dave Jingo right now. Class of 1985, Canton McKinley High School. Dave owns Jingo Media. And Dave, one of the reasons I was reaching out to you earlier this week was because through mutual friends and RJ Van Allman, we were led to this story of Marion Motley, who was a great family friend. We've talked about it on the program numerous times. And they're developing a memorial statue, and it's going to be located. Well, you'll tell us more about what's going on with that. But all roads led back to you, who we've had on the program before, when you directed the movie Timeless Rivals. So start right there and then tell us about the statue.
Okay, so yeah, I'm a native of Canton, huge football fan, graduate of Canton McKinley High School. So it was natural for me to do Timeless Rivals. We did. It was about the rivalry between McKinley and Massillon. Everybody seemed to appreciate it. One of the stories in there was about Marion Motley, who of course went to Canton McKinley. A great player, went on to play for, of course, the Cleveland Browns and was inducted into the Hall of Fame. The only player from Canton to actually be inducted, from Canton McKinley, that is. So his story was always close to me. I was always very proud that we had someone from our high school that actually was in the Hall of Fame. And it was really cool that it was full circle. He grew up in Canton. He played high school ball in Canton, and he came back home to Canton to be enshrined. So that was pretty cool. But when you delve into his story a little more, you find out that not only was he one of the greatest football players of all time, but he was an early pioneer in civil rights. And that's pretty significant. Mm-hmm. He broke the color barrier in professional football in 1946, which, as we all know, was 1 year before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball. And it never got the same press that baseball did. I think that's largely due to the fact that pro football back then really wasn't that big of a sport. It was maybe fourth or fifth down the line. Baseball.
Wow. Boxing was probably still up there.
Boxing was up there. College football was up there. Yeah, horse racing. You know, there was a lot of sports that were popular, but of course, you know, football is what it is today. And we just thought Canton, Ohio, should recognize Marion Motley. A lot of people don't even know who he is anymore. His legacy has sort of fallen by the wayside, and we didn't think that was right. So we formed this committee, the Marion Motley Memorial Fund Committee, and decided that we're trying to get a statue of him erected, not only to honor his football feats, but to honor his civil rights achievements as well.
So when you come up with this idea, was there an overwhelming group of support for this idea? Did people say, yeah, we should have done this a long time ago, or was it met with, trepidation and not sure what they should do?
I think long overdue was the term I heard from just about everybody. Everybody's on board. A lot of people like you, JT, that knew Marion Motley or had a connection to him, you know, they're like, yeah, his legacy is being forgotten, and we need people to remember that. So very enthusiastically, just about everyone has been on board. Everybody's excited. We want to teach the kids of Canton about this guy. You know, we always like to say you can get there from here in Canton, and he absolutely did that. He reached the absolute pinnacle of his career, and he also made a dent in the civil rights movement.
We're speaking with Dave Jingo. He's on the committee for the memorial statue of Marion Motley that they're apparently going to erect. What I've been hearing is somewhere down around Stadium Park. And then you look around the city of Canton right now, it seems as though over the last maybe 3-4 years, they're starting to really embrace the fact that we're honoring more of these legends not just in the Hall of Fame itself, but also in other places around town. Tell us about the location once you get this thing underway.
Yeah, for as long as they've been putting statues in front of stadiums, I always thought, and I think a lot of people did, in front of Fawcett, it should have been Marion Motley. Well, that never materialized, and we have a new stadium there. But we realized that this was, again, not just his football career, but his his accomplishments with the civil rights movement. So we felt that maybe having it not right there in front of the stadium might actually be better. So we approached the park system, and we came up with a little plot of land. I think we're all familiar with it. It's a little triangular tract of land that goes up. It's Harrison, where it splits off and it goes right up to the Hall of Fame, right under 77. It's in Stadium Park, a little triangle. You go up the hill, you're at the Hall of Fame, you're at the Tom Benson, and then the school. So we felt that that's a great place for him because he can be looking out at the park and welcoming everybody into that complex, which is the Hall of Fame, Tom Benson, and that's the site where he played his high school ball, and then the high school. Even though that wasn't where he went to high school physically, that is Canton McKinley High School. And then also, if you're at the Hall of Fame or if you're going to a game, you can walk down or you can walk by and you can see what it's all about.
Great idea. And this is something that I always find fascinating when you hear about statues going up to honor somebody, right? And what, I guess, portrait or what's the idea behind the statue? What's it going to look like? Where are you taking the picture from or the idea from for Marion that the statue is going to look like?
Well, we had a lot of discussions about the concept of the statue. We decided we wanted it to be full size because he was larger than life. So I think it would not do him justice to have a half-size statue or a miniature statue. Full size, a bronze statue. He's going to be wearing his football uniform, carrying a ball. He's going to be running over some protest signs about racial segregation. So obviously the connection there is he's breaking through the line of scrimmage, and he's also running over these social barriers.
That's outstanding.
I guess the next logical thing to ask you would be, who's paying for this? Private donations funded by a lot of private investors here in town. Can people make donations? How does this go about?
Yes, we are paying with it through donations. Probably some private and some businesses and organizations we're approaching. We have a wide variety of levels of donation, starting at $150, going all the way up to $10,000. And with any of those donations, your name is going to be somewhere in the memorial. We're going to have a brick wall behind him, a curved brick wall, and on the back it'll say 1946, which is the year that he entered the NFL, along with 3 other African Americans to break that color barrier. So you'll see that from the vantage point of the school, the stadium, and the Hall of Fame. And then on the other side of that wall, you can have nameplates, either a single for 150 or probably like a business one, which would be a double brick size for 500. And then there's levels 1,000 all the way up to 10,000 that are going to be on a plaque that will also be on that wall.
All right, I'm getting some people that are watching us on Facebook with some comments that are coming in, and we see this from Pam Oster. Love this. So if people do love this and they want to be a part of this somehow, is there a website? Is there a phone number? How can Pam or somebody else out there, be involved with this and get that name plaque up there?
Well, the quickest way to find us right now is on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Marion Motley Honoring His Legacy. And on that page, you'll find information. There's contact info. We do have an email address, which is Marion Motley Memorial Fund at gmail.com. There's also a link so that you can make a donation through PayPal. And there's also, you can write a check and physically mail it to an address.
Outstanding.
Dave, Marion Motley gets inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame back in 1968. And when we think of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, we think of the bust. We're talking about a statue now. As far as
Right.
we know, none of the fans ever have to pay for those busts. Why would we want to pay for this? In other words, does the NFL have a hand in this or not?
The NFL per se does not, but we've heard from a lot of people that are involved with the NFL, players, owners, coaches that are interested in helping out. So I would say this is more about celebrating Marion for what he did, as a Cantonian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about that, and also, you can have your name attached to it. When you go and see his bust, you see Marion Motley's bust. Nobody else's name is on there, but people that support this and are behind it will forever be remembered as well by making a donation and having their name as part
Which
of it.
also probably means there's no goal to hit because you can reach as many as you want, depending upon how many people invest, they can have their name on. So there's not really a set number that you need to reach, correct?
Yeah, well, there's a cost to have it designed, constructed, transported, and erected, and that runs about $128,000. But if we reach that, if somebody wants to have their name on there and makes a donation, we will certainly put their name on there.
Absolutely. So do you have a target date in mind for this?
We do. It's going to be tight. We're hoping we can make it. What we would love to do is have an unveiling ceremony right before all the Hall of Fame festivities. So it would be late this summer, very late.
Oh, wow. So this is going to pick up, and you're going to move this along to get it done before August of this year.
We hope so. We made it public the day after Thanksgiving. You get into Christmas. It was a little slow.
Right.
We're starting to pick up speed or steam with our PR right now. More and more people are getting involved, inquiring about it. So we're hoping we reach a critical mass where people are so excited that we're bringing in enough funds to get the project started. It's done in phases, and we're hoping to start the first phase here very soon. So.
Such a great idea and so long overdue. And it's so nice to see the city start to embrace, especially our own local greats. And you've done that over the past couple of years. 2017, you direct the movie, goes out the documentary. I think we can get it on what forms of social media, the Timeless Rivals, the story of the McKinley-Massillon rivalry. You do 13 and all. They're on Amazon, correct?
Amazon Prime, yes, absolutely.
And then, since we're talking about Marion Motley, we saw a couple of weeks ago, James Waters has a documentary that was on PBS about Marion Motley. And will there be more stuff coming out about this great running back from Canton McKinley?
Yeah, it's funny. His legacy seems like it was fading over the years, and just within the last few years, I think we did a piece about him in Timeless Rivals. There was the film Forgotten Four, which highlighted the 4 African Americans that broke the color barrier. Bill Willis, the other one from the Cleveland Browns. Right. I had gotten a call from someone who's thinking about writing a book about Marion, who lives in Georgia. He doesn't even have a connection to the area. He's interested. Of course, the documentary you mentioned that was on PBS last week, which was that really focused on the civil rights. And then we're actually hoping to do another documentary, a full 2-hour documentary where we can really delve into his entire life, because there was a lot of interesting components to that life.
Now, this is outstanding. Looking forward to seeing the final statue when it's erected. Again, for our viewers that are watching us live on Facebook right now, or radio listeners that are tuned in, the information, where can they get more information about this? How can they donate? Let's give them that one final time before we say goodbye.
Sure. You can go to our Facebook page, which is Marion Motley Honoring His Legacy. All the other information is on there. You can also email us at Marion Motley Memorial Fund at gmail.com. I can give you the address if you want to have the physical address. You would write to P.O. Box 9731 2650 Cleveland Avenue Northwest, Canton, Ohio 44711. Again, there's details on the Facebook page about who to make the check out to. You can always contact us there. So
When in doubt, go to Facebook, right? Everything's up there. It's
Right.
social media. We're doing this live on Facebook. So if you're already there, now you know where to go. Type it in and get all that information, right, Dave?
That's right. And, I'm on Facebook. You can contact me personally.
Okay.
I'll be happy to talk to anybody about Marion anytime.
Dave Jingo, thanks so much for joining us. Keep up the fantastic work on this. And also, please call us. Keep us in the loop on this as you go through the stages, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that you get to meet your target deadline and get this up before the Hall of Fame ceremonies this year, all right?
I'll do that. Maybe we'll make it a semi-regular meeting to keep you guys posted.
You got it.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're
Thanks,
here
guys.
for you. We
Appreciate
love
it.
doing stuff like this, spreading the word, and we love projects like this. So congratulations to you and everybody involved. And for all those people out there that want to be a part of this, like you said, go to the Facebook page. You get all that information, and you can be a part of this great statue that's going up in Canton, Ohio. All right, we'll get a break in right now. We'll come back with more of the Kenny and Jay